Okay, let me share a story. When I It's a girl story in like Middle East. So the main thing happened when she started to go to school, and everyone used to make fun of her because she was a Muslim, and those terrorist attacks and like this are terrifying in those areas. And there was one time where some girl in the game actually let go of her, and for being a Muslim. It happens like in this way. The girls also doesn't sit beside her, and one day, actually, girl actually kicked her because she was a Muslim, and she just went to the room and cried and crying, and it's like a common phenomenon in every Muslim's life in Middle East. Like it's common. Then she need to tell the teacher that that the incidents what happened to her, but what it brings, at least she still has some of her friends to support to support her at that place, but she always got billed about being a Muslim. Then she gonna be planning bombs, like planting bombs or bust around. But on this she made a bullying page and cover it, make it a love sign and give it to all his friends. And like that, she have hide like she needs to hide his heart. We see like black and white, but there is a whole of gray in between this, and that is human nature. And there are some people who believe that religion is the best in the whole religion, like their religion is based on it, and like they will make some groups, like they are related by blood, but they form groups. I'm Papa's favorite, I'm Mama's favorite, and what will you know what happens to it then? They will just property stuff will just divided. Then so every people have the same unit and same problems, that unity, that peace remain in the society, but never. What is terrorism actually then? Terrorism is that aspect of human nature which is childish, which starts showing tantrums and doesn't go when it wants. There is one more side of human nature, that is the desire, dominate and control. So the countries with dominant nature are making use of the countries with dominant childish nature for their own personal gain, and the dominating countries are helping the childish countries in destroying the world. So that ultimately the dominating country we can rule the world, but that again I think they're forgetting the inherent human natures. The religion was initially created to keep the bad human nature in check, but human nature is clever. They found a way and molded the religion as per its own convenience. So whatever the things we are following from the first, they are the adulterated versions. So now the question is like human nature, so everything else with the cause is restriction. Bill, they just welcome to Artistry, like this is Hemlock Paradise. On the nice member welcome to family. Hello, they say hello, and they are going to educate their children. So they believe in education like this, like they believe that the children of the future teach them well and let them lead the way to heaven. So in ISIS village school for the boys, they teach chemistry to make bombs, and they like us to make bombs, and they also sew to best for the guards, safeguards. But they also they enjoy unions, not for doing something. They like to make sure that the other relationship. And for girls, they're not teaching these things. Literature, they're just joking. They any girl who just get education and they like to kill her, and they like to export the more places that are like so many people, and creates like overcrowded places and create hazard there. And so what then this has like the people, so what they're waiting for, they must come. So the possible solutions are: number one, drop the mask and let us see the human being behind them. Acknowledge grievances and address concerns, provide avenues for peaceful recourses,
help build stability and peace, and offer humanitarian aid. Create organizations and societies that offer belonging, purpose, meaning, and self-worth. Terrorists are people who have resorted for violence against civilians to achieve their political purposes. Responding them violence with violence inevitably lead to more violence. Instead, by using non-violent alternatives, we can take the first steps along the very difficult and extremely courageous path to a long-term solution.